Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Beauty Industry Podcast, your online support community for the professional beauty industry, connecting you with education pieces, innovative industry products, and inspiration from industry experts. I'm your host, founding director of Beauty Industry, Tamara Shaw. Our guest today discovered a severe allergic reaction upon applying hand sanitizer, which led her to question ingredients in beauty and personal care products. Armed with a diploma in natural skincare science, Mel Driver launched Embalm Skincare, a multi-award-winning skincare range which is 100% natural, cruelty-free, and helps to restore and maintain a healthy skin glow. You'll hear in this episode Mel's passion for the industry, her exposure to levels of chemicals that are in products, as well as her driving force behind creating the Embalm range. Without further ado, the lovely Mel Driver.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Our absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for jumping on board. So absolutely stoked to have you today.
Thank you.
So Mel, tell us about the Embalm product range. Where did this idea stem from and how did you launch into that?
Yeah, so the products are all natural, zero nasties and full of skin benefits. And our award-winning formulas keep skin looking young and fresh. Our high-quality mix of natural and organic ingredients fights premature aging of the skin. And all our products are made with powerful active ingredients and super antioxidants to bring back the glow. And we're also super passionate about animals, and we'll never test our products on animals.
I love that. I mentioned in your introduction there to the podcast that you studied a diploma in natural skincare science. Was it always your plan to develop a skincare range?
It wasn't until I had a severe allergic reaction to the hand sanitizer you mentioned in the intro that completely changed my life, because before that happened, I was completely unaware of nasty ingredients that are going into synthetic products. And the allergic reaction led me on a journey of discovery. What I uncovered was so shocking that I decided I needed to do something about it to bring out my own 100% natural skincare range so that women know what they are actually putting on their skin and something that they can trust 100%.
Yeah, I love having that kind of response yourself. It's really driven you to be quite passionate about the range and about the brand, and I think that really comes through in terms of the product as well. When creating the range, as you mentioned there, you realised that there were these ingredients that you wanted to steer away from. Were there ones that you specifically wanted to feature, and then you had this big list, I can imagine, of no, we're not going to put these ingredients in our products?
Yes, so being here in Australia, and Australia is a very harsh country when it comes to, weather and the elements. And there are some beautiful ingredients grown here in Australia, the native botanical ingredients that have withstood the harsh elements of Australian weather. So I was thinking it would be fantastic to bring the Australian theme into the products. And then in terms of ingredients, I wanted to avoid there are obviously all the synthetic ingredients, but then there are also sort of semi-synthetic ingredients. They're sort of on the fence, even though people say they might be safe. In truth, I wouldn't put them in. So it goes back to the transparency of 100% safe and natural.
I believe that it's quite difficult to get passing and regulation for natural, organic, safe, no nasty products in Australia. Would you agree there?
Well, unfortunately, actually, there is not so many regulations when it comes
Ah,
to that. So that way it goes to the greenwashing, which is a lot of brands, they make their brand names sound natural and organic. They make their packaging look natural and green. They list free from this, free from that. But then you look at the ingredient lists a little bit closer and they're still kind of putting something in which they shouldn't. A lot of those kind of products or brands are actually using very cheap ingredients to keep the prices down. A lot of them have actually no skin benefits whatsoever.
wow. Okay. I recently wrote in the conversation on the beauty industry website about greenwashing, as you've just mentioned there. So, just touch base on for people who don't know. So, it's basically amazing companies that have a great marketing team, I would say, who,
Yes.
yeah, as you said, make everything look green. And from a marketing kind of psychological point of view, we as the consumer see green and we think that that's associated with natural and organic. So what you're saying is, in fact, some of those companies actually don't have the most beneficial ingredients in terms of natural.
Exactly.
That's a little bit scary, isn't it?
It gets my blood boiling, to be quite honest.
And on your website, I've seen there that you are very transparent with all of the ingredients you use, probably because you did have that severe allergic reaction. So now you're hoping that nobody has that from your products. And in our industry, we're definitely seeing that trend towards our clients wanting more transparency with the ingredients. Is that something that you were always conscious about when creating Embalm?
Yes, that was my main driver, creating the range in the website to be 100% transparent, not hiding anything. There's nothing hidden in the range, so it's basically what you see is what you get.
I love that. I love that. And when when we look at some brands which they're owner operated and what I kind of refer to as a boutique product range, sometimes we often lack a strong online presence because the brand is so focused on having these amazing ingredients and having these incredible products and solving a skin concern. However, for you guys, that's not the case. So your Instagram and your social pages are stunning and very consumer focused. What is your creative drive behind creating that kind of social media side of the business?
I guess that was my philosophy of dreaming big. I always wanted to grow the business into something really big. I never wanted to just be a homemade kind of market stall seller kind of business. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So dream big is a good vision for anyone who's wanting to create their own skincare brand. There are so many skincare brands at the moment with the hopes that, I guess, as you're saying, the kind of market stall openers who think I can just, associate my product with an influencer or someone who is really popular and has a lot of followers and likes on their social pages. And they hope, that it's an easy pathway for them to travel down in having that skincare range and just being able to hit the ground running. In terms of creating Embalm, did you anticipate how easy or how difficult the process was going to be?
No, I always knew that there was some tough competition on the market, but it is actually really difficult to find your voice in the crowd and be seen and standing out.
Mm, mm. So how have you done that, do you think? How have you been able to stand out from the crowd? Because there is a lot of noise and now we're seeing everyone thinks that they can develop a skincare range. So how do you stick different from your competition?
Well, firstly, I think it's important for me personally to have the diploma in natural skincare science so that I actually have the background and I actually really know probably more than your sort of homemade businesses. For example, there's a lot of regulations overseas. You see a lot of brands, small brands. On when you look at their website, they say international shipping. I bet half of them won't even know that they wouldn't even be allowed to ship and sell to UK or Canada if they don't comply with specific regulations. Just one example to go a little bit more into detail is if you don't have bar language on your packaging for Canada, you actually have to have English and French. Everything has to be in English and French on the packaging, and otherwise you're not allowed to sell to Canada. That's just one really minor example of the detail you would go into when you have the background and the qualifications as I have. Yeah, so it's definitely not easy to get out there, and also complying to all the the rules and regulations and the laws. Everyone just jumps straight in and think, yep, we're going to sell internationally, and but there's a lot to consider.
Yeah, absolutely. And even I did look into creating my own brand at one time. And I saw that there were so many words that you can and that you can't use. And there's a lot of kind of gray area, I'll call it, around the word sensitive, sensitized, redness, etc. So if you're kind of unfamiliar with all of that language, you can get yourself in a bit of hot water, can't you?
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of things you need to consider, even when it's just coming to creating labels. So it's regulations. You have to, be very specific, even if the font size and the size of how many the grams and everything has to be down pat. So you can't just, create something because you like it. It's got to definitely tick all the boxes. And as you said, the particular wording, you have to be really careful not to cross the line with the TGA. So that you could get in really big trouble if you use the wrong wording.
Yeah. When you created Embalm, because you did have that severe allergic reaction, did you want to specifically market your products to the sensitive, sensitized clients, or were you just kind of hoping to reach as many individuals as possible?
I probably didn't narrow it down as much as you'd think. Like, I always say my products are for all skin types because the ingredients I've selected are actually beneficial for all skin types, and it includes the most sensitive of skin.
Fantastic. And I can hear, obviously, a very clear accent in your voice. Where is your background from?
I'm originally from Germany.
Amazing. And I love the European skincare kind of beauty industry community over there because they're all so affluent in having treatments and in having this really strong presence of skincare is kind of life. And it's just, you've got your one costume, they don't really cover it up with a lot of makeup and cosmetic procedures over there. It is more about just kind of nurturing your own skin. So I love that you've come to Australia and you're kind of sharing that mentality with us all, because the climate is so harsh here, and I think Australians definitely need some of that European skincare knowledge, don't they?
Yes, probably would help.
In Embalm's startup phase, so when you were starting the business, what kind of benefit do you think you would have gained from a support group like what we're trying to create here at Beauty Industry, just to help bounce ideas off other people and keep your motivation levels high? Was there times during that startup phase where you thought, oh my goodness, I wish I had a network that I could reach out to?
Yes, absolutely. Network, especially the beauty industry, your group is full of experts who have been working with skincare products all their professional life, and they really know what works, what doesn't. They know their clients, what their clients are looking for in products. So it would be very beneficial for anyone starting out to have that sort of network to bounce ideas off.
Mm, mm. And so after this episode goes live, I can imagine we are going to have lots of inquiries from business owners wanting to stock Embalm. Is your product available for wholesale, or are we retail e-commerce at the moment?
At the moment, it's retail e-commerce, but I'm opening up to wholesale very shortly. The reason being, I wanted to create a great database of of customers before I branch out into the wholesale area, just to be able to, have the demand there and direct inquiry directly to the shops.
Yeah, amazing. And let me just read out one of the testimonials on your website, just for anyone who is looking to potentially pair up with Embalm in the future, as I just think this is such a great little testimonial that somebody's written. So this client said, I have tried so many amazing products from Embalm Skincare and I can't recommend them enough. Not only do they tick all the boxes being cruelty-free and eco-friendly, which are my biggest choices when choosing skincare products, but the service to go with this quality of products is incredible. And she credits you, Mel, and your products. So I definitely think if people are having that to say about your products and your service, then partnering is such a great idea.
Thank you. Yeah, our testimonials are coming in hard and fast at the moment. I actually just got one the other day where she said she was upset about how much money she spent on high-end and organic products before she was introduced to the Embalm Skincare range. She's absolutely obsessed with our moisturizer and saying it's the only product that's ever fixed her dehydrated skin. So that's fantastic to hear. It's lovely to get to get the testimonials.
Yeah, and so for any of our audience who isn't familiar with the range, just tell us some of the products that you've got, some of maybe your most popular products.
Yeah, so the most popular product is the Absolute Essentials Beauty Pack that consists of the uplifting cleanser, the calming toner, and the award-winning luxurious face cream.
And how much does that retail for?
That retails for $88, which is about $10 saving versus buying the products individually.
Amazing, amazing. So for people who are wanting to find Embalm, can you just direct them to where they can go to have a little browse around?
Yes, so the website is embalmskincare.com.au.
Beautiful. And definitely check out all of Mel and Embalm's social channels. You can get some inspiration there if you're a fellow business owner. Otherwise, they're just stunning images and really speak to the client. And they really do kind of encompass the whole Embalm skincare range, being that natural, cruelty-free and all, almost Australian ingredients as well. So I love that.
Thank you.
Pleasure. So Mel, thank you so much for joining us today and taking time away from Embalm. I'm sure you're very busy over there to share all of your insights into creating a skincare range.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolute pleasure. If you have liked this episode of the Beauty Industry podcast today and you found this conversation inspiring, you can be sure to connect with Mel via our Beauty Industry community, both on Facebook and on the website. But be sure to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to share the episode with your industry colleagues and feel free to give us a 5-star rating or write a little review there if you're interested. And if you're not already, make sure you're a community member with us via the website and make sure you're following on all of our social and digital channels to stay up to date with the latest industry conversation. Until next time, stay connected. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 11 with Mel Driver of Embalm Skincare. Next week in episode 12, we talk with the lovely Robin McAlpine from Skin to Fix in New South Wales, all about corneotherapy and her pathway with the product range Dermavigils. Until next time, stay connected.